In one of my true events, I talked about my ego and being robbed at gunpoint. Well, that night ended with me being pissed and wanting some kind of revenge. I went in the house to put on another pair of shoes because niggas took my, at the time, $200 pair of Rockport boots. The motherfuckers cheap as shit now. Anyway, me and my homeboy that I got robbed with went out looking for the niggas that held us at gunpoint. With no luck on finding them, we did come up on two other dudes and decided to rob them out of anger. Shit. Hold on a minute. They didn't have no money, but they did have some crack on them. That was the beginning of the new me. So now I'm a quiet hustler. I didn't do that shit for recognition or to be called a thug, which was a thing in the 90s. I did that shit because I really needed the money. Also, I was going through hard times with getting a job after graduating high school. I was so clean with selling crack, my homeboys didn't know I was in the game. Eventually, I had gotten a job, but the drug game remained. In fact, my manager was my supplier. Here is when things get fucked up with me involving family. My grandmother on my father's side taught me how to turn cocaine to crack. Mind you, I was solo on this movement. Yes, I had a couple of close and dangerous encounters. I would sell my shit anywhere I want. One particular time, I'm outside of my area going into a crack house to sell my shit. As I'm going in, I'm walking through a group of young cats who clearly knew I was out of place and didn't belong there, judging on their facial expressions. With that big ego I had, I didn't give a fuck. They kept it moving and I proceeded to sit at a table, sipping my drink and selling my crack. What ended this part of my life was learning how dirty the game can be even when it involves family. My uncle was my runner and decides to sell my product on someone else's corner. I watched him from a distance and seen someone pull up on him. I also seen him pointing in my direction. Crazy thing is, I knew the nigga. We went to the same high school. We talked it over and everything was cool. Of course, my uncle was cut. But the worst part of all concerning family was the way I dealt with my grandmother. Yes, she taught me how to cook crack, in which I'm not proud of. She was also my client. I hated how dirty the game was for me and her. My G-Ma would always threaten me by alerting the police if I didn't sell to her. So eventually I gave up the game. Today in the present time, she's not here with me anymore. She lost her life a few years back. Although my uncle was who he was still family. He too also lost his life. He was shot in the back of the head standing on someone's claimed corner. If I could, I would go back and change my decisions during that period of my life, making it a non-factor on something to even think of.